Just introduce myself. My name is Ada from A.E.B Heating Plumbing Services. I'm just about to show you how to replace a ball valve in the loft in case if you got just an overflow pipe coming up from your cold water tank, or it could be from your expansion tank as a header tank in the loft for your heating system. The procedure is very simple. It's just you need a few tools as well. You do need, of course, a replacement of the part as a normal ball valve one, and also you do need a couple of tools as pair grips, as adjustable pair grips. They call it some of them a gas spanner, and also you do need an adjustable spanner. With these couple of tools, you'll be able to change it. As well, it's very handy to have some sort of DW40. I'm not advertising for the factory there's any corrosion around the ball valve to make it easier to operate and to open the valve. Okay, it's just about to start. I'm just going to go up to the loft space and obviously show you step by step how to do that. Hello again, my name is Adal. I'll introduce myself again. So this is your header tank in the loft space. It could be as well a cold water tank, as you see down this side. So that one is for your cold water for the shower or the bath coming in from the main water supply in your house, and this is your header tank, is for simply for the heating system. Obviously you remove the lead if there is any. There should be. I would advise for this procedure is to wear gloves if you ever change anything in the expansion tank, because there is chemical there and it might not. With me, it's actually I'm used to it. Probably my skin by now becomes adapted to this, but yeah, you should wear gloves. If there is no stopcock at all, then you can turn your main water supply in the house. This is a secondary stopcock, just the insulation valve to insulate the water to this cold water tank, as well as the expansion tank. As you see, we turn that off by pressing the ball valve down. There's no water coming out. Simple. When you buy this ball valve, obviously they come in two parts. To make it easier for you, you don't have to take the whole, that's the trick of it. You don't have to change all this part. It's very a quick procedure because they're all adaptable. You just grip the side of this valve and remove this nut. So all this actually is already existing there. If the cameraman will show you exactly where this nut is. There you go. You see the back nut. As you see the back nut down there. You don't need it because it's already there. You don't need it, so it doesn't cause you any leak after. If there is any washer or anything like that, it can cause problem. It simplify the job actually. Okay, you remove this. I mean, I do replace them as you go on the job, but obviously it makes it easier for you. There is a washer inside, as you see it, inside that ball valve. You make sure that washer's there. Alright, we'll put it in the side as we remove this part. We don't need this one, we put it in the side. And then we do exactly the same thing as in this side, by removing that back nut. So you use the grips for the back nut, the adjustable for the back nut, and the grip to hold the main valve. And gently swivel it left to right because there might be a bit of corrosion. You could put that DW40 on it, not much, just a little bit. If you're worried for the DW40 to go in the water, then you put any sort of cloth beneath it. This is a heating tank, so it's not a problem, but in a cold water tank it'd be better if you put like a little cloth and then spray it over. Yeah. As that comes out, and as you see, exactly the same thing as you see down here. You make sure you got the washer. We remove the existing part. we loose up, there is an adjustable ball valve level. It comes up and down, and then you obviously keep it up to, make sure you keep it up to the minimum. You don't want to fill the expansion tank, or the, you know, because there's no need for it. As long as there is a bit of water above the outlet, then it's enough. There you go. And we loose up, take off these filler, and then as you put this straight into the nut, very simple, and screw it in, and make sure you keep it hand tight. Make sure you keep it centered. Use that the pair of grips. You hold in the back nut as we explained earlier, and obviously use the adjustable spanner for tightening up the back nut. Don't need to over tie it. Very slightly, you know, don't need to over tie it, because you will test it when you put the main back on. If it's dripping, then obviously you over tie it slightly, because by over tying these washers, you can cause leaks anyway. So we've done that. Put back the filler. To a position. Right, you can use, in this process I'm using the existing ball valve, but I would advise every time you do replace a ball valve, you use the a brand new float. And then you put the float back on into the screw it into that back nut. To the main stopcock, and gently operate it. Open, always to open a valve, any type of valve, doesn't matter which valve it is, you always open anti-clockwise and close is clockwise. That is a theory for any sort of valve. People get confused by, oh, how do I turn it left to right? Anti-clockwise for open it, and clockwise for shutting it at any sort of taps. The inlet back nut for the ball valve, make sure that, because by putting the ball valve here, you could actually disturb the back nut of that inlet valve. So you make sure there is no water coming out. You could put your finger or just by pressing it, and then you see if there is any water. If there's no water, you know there is no leak. You press by your finger and you see everything's on. It's operational, it's very good. Double check it again for leaks. As you see, we got a leak there. So then what we do, slightly, because we disturbed it, we slightly use the adjustable spanner, and we hold the inside valve with a pair of the grips and slightly over tie it. And as you see, it's dry. So obviously always double check that for leaks, so you don't go down and suddenly in a month's time you got a puddle of water in your loft space. Well, thank you very much, and I hope this has been very useful for you, and you know, I hope you don't have any sort of breakdown like this, but if it has, so obviously you'll be able to do it yourself.